Hello again. I'm so glad you're here to listen to another story from the Bible. I hope you're ready to listen. Sometimes when it gets nice outside and the sun is shining, we want to be outside running around and playing, don't we? But I hope that you can sit and listen because I have a very exciting story to tell you today. Are you ready? Okay, let's see your hands. Ready? Open, shut them, open, shut them. Give a little clap. Open, shut them, open, shut them. Now fold them in your lap. Jesus, thank you that we can be here again today to hear another story. Help us to be good listeners. Amen. Okay, well, just like every week, I have my Bible here with me, and I am reading from the book of 2 Kings, chapter 2. Now, last week, if you listened to the story from last week, we learned about a man named Elijah. Now, this is going to get just a little confusing because Elijah had a friend named Elisha. They sound very much alike, don't they? But that happens sometimes, right? So two different men, Elijah and Elisha. So do you remember anything about Elijah? He was a man who loved God, and he trusted that God was big and strong and powerful. In fact, you might remember that he poured water over that altar, and then he prayed to God to send fire, and God did it. Well, Elijah did many wonderful things, and he followed God and trusted in God all his life. But it was about time for him to go to heaven, to not be on earth anymore. And he knew it, and his friend Elisha knew it. So we see at the very beginning of chapter 2, this is what it says. Now when the Lord was about to take Elijah up to heaven by a whirlwind, Elisha and Elijah were on their way. So they were walking from one town to the next together, and they knew that God was going to take Elijah. But did you hear it didn't sound like what we usually think of how people get to heaven? It said that Elijah was going to be taken in a whirlwind. That sounds very different, doesn't it? So they were walking, and Elijah said to Elisha, "Please stay here." But Elisha said, "No, I am going to come with you. As the Lord lives, and as you yourself live, I will not leave you." That's what he said. So they went to the next town, and when they got there, the men there, the prophets, said to Elisha, "Do you know that God is going to take Elijah away very soon, even this day?" And Elisha said, "I know, please be quiet." And so they started to go again, and Elijah said again, "Elisha, stay here." And Elisha said, "No, as you live and as the Lord lives, I will not leave you." So they went to the next place. And again Elijah said, "Elisha, stay here." And Elisha said, "No, I will go with you." That happened, I think 3 times we see it happen. 3 times Elisha really wanted to be with him. Well, then they got to the Jordan River. And if you have a very good memory, you might remember another time that God's people got to the Jordan River. Do you remember? It was just before they went to see Jericho, and those walls came tumbling down. So they get to the Jordan River, and if you remember, the Jordan River was a big river with lots of water. And when they get there, how are they going to cross? Well, Elijah takes off his cloak, and he rolls it up, and he hits the water with it, and the water parts, and they're able to walk through on dry ground. And when they cross over, Elijah knows it's very close to his time to go to heaven. And so he asked Elisha, "What would you like?" And Elisha says, "I'd like a double portion of your spirit," because he knows that Elijah is a man who loves God, who trusts God. And Elisha, he wants that too. And so Elijah says, well, if you get to see me go to heaven, then you'll have that. And if not, then you won't. And it doesn't take very long. And pretty soon, something amazing happens. Listen to this. I'm going to read to you a little bit from the Bible. I have my Bible here, remember. 2 Kings chapter 2. He says, behold, chariots of fire and horses of fire separated the two of them. Have any of you ever seen a horse of fire? I don't think so. But that is what happened. And then Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. And Elisha saw it. He saw it. And then he took Elijah's cloak and put it on. And he went back to the bank of the Jordan. And he took that cloak and he hit the water. And guess what God did for Elisha? That's right. That Jordan River opened right back up again for Elisha to walk through. So tell me, who is powerful? Is it Elijah who could make the waters open up for them to walk through? No, it was God. How about, do you remember how the birds fed Elijah? Was that because Elijah was an amazing man? Was he powerful? No, God did it. God told the birds to come and feed Elijah. Who stopped the rain and then started the rain again? Do you remember? God did. Who sent those fiery chariots and horses from heaven? God did. What about when Elijah built that altar and they poured water on it and then he prayed? Who sent the fire to that altar? God did. That's right. Elijah was just a man, but God used him in a very special way. Elijah loved God and he trusted God. Who got to see the big wind and see Elijah go to heaven? Elisha did. Elisha got to see that. But who was the one who sent the big wind? God did. God can send rain and stop the rain. God can send fire and stop the fire. God is in control of everything. The big word that we use for that is sovereign. God is sovereign. Can you say that big word? Sovereign. That's right. That means God can do it all. He can stop the rain and start the rain. He can send the fire. He could make the birds feed Elijah. He could send the whirlwind to take Elijah up to heaven. God is in control of it all. And God knows all about you too. And he loves you so much. Have a great day.